G'day, Geoff Lewis here from Seriously Series. And today what I thought I'd have a little chat to you about is tyres. Now I know this is a subject area that may have been done to death in regards to presenting videos here on YouTube, but as always here at Seriously Series we've got a unique twist on any given subject area. So here today I'm going to share with you some of the tyres, the tyre sizes and the stories behind these tyres and why we actually run them on our particular vehicles. So if you want to find out this and more, then you know exactly what to do. Click on that subscribe button down below, click on that notification button too, but most importantly, stay tuned. So before we delve into this tried and tested subject area, I just want to put a bit of a disclaimer before we delve into this video. Everything that I'm sharing with you here today is from experience. I haven't been trolling 4B forums and I haven't been looking through Facebook groups and window shopping on tyre websites and then picking out all the little details and then presenting it to you. No, here at Seriously Series we're interested in fact, not fiction. So these are the three tyres that we use here. I've used other tyres in the past, but these are the ones that we're interested here today. If you want massive tyres, massive lift kit and all the rest to put underneath your 4x4 vehicle and the tyres to go with it, this might not be the video for you. But there's plenty of other content out there that might be more to your liking. But anyway, if this is the video for you, we'll get on with the show. Now, the tyre of choice for us is the Toyota Open Country Mud Terrain. Now this might seem a bit odd because we're out here in an arid environment, but this is just a really good all-round tyre for us. It works great in Tasmania when we're doing our trips over there for the Edge of the Earth series, and it works really good here in a desert environment, primarily because it's got a nice, rugged, solid sidewall construction on it, which is what you need out here. Because it's a dry, arid environment, a lot of the sticks, a lot of the weathered away tree stumps and all the rest are made of a very hard wood. And this is primarily because of the termites that reside in this part of the world. Because of this, these can basically form almost like spears on the ground. And if you don't have a tyre with a good sidewall construction and a good overall construction, these can actually pierce your tyre relatively easily and can make your trip a real nightmare. And the term that we use out here is stakes, and no, it isn't of the porterhouse or Scotch fillet variety. But we've been running these tyres for close to 4 or probably even 5 years now, and I'll do a follow-up video about our experience with them a little bit later on in the coming months. But we've been very happy with them. The overall tyre construction, you know, it's not overly aggressive, but it's plenty for us. We've got good side lugs here, good gaps in between, which allows the mud to be able to be flung out when the tyre is spinning and trying to get grip, so to speak. And then we've got a nice solid band of lugs here in the middle. And the great thing about this tyre too is obviously the composite of the tyre. So the rubber composite in here is very, very good. It lasts a long time. So, you know, this tyre's been, you know, deflated. It's been running over rough gravel roads. It's been going through breakaway country where rocks are like razors. And as you can see, the lugs themselves are pretty much all intact. So I think that really comes down to obviously the rubber composite within it, but also you can see these slits within the lugs too, which allows the lugs to actually flex and move. Without those, you end up getting chunks actually coming out of your tyre, and that ain't cool. Now, the Toyota Open Country Mud Terrain is the tyre of choice. We pretty much run that on all our vehicles, but not the Series 2. The Series 2 is really my pride and joy, and with this vehicle, I don't really want to modify it and I don't really want to change it. It's perfect the way it is. And one tyre that I've run on this vehicle pretty much since day dot, and its previous owner ran for decades, is the Dunlop Off-Road Gripper. SB Road Gripper. Now, the tyre sizes I should mention, the Open Country MT, we run that in a 235/85. And the Dunlop grippers here, we run in a 750 by 16 inch, the more traditional style. Now, this is slightly uprated from the original tyre size that this vehicle would have come out with, which would have been a 650 by 16 inch. Now, going from the 650 to the 750 actually gives you a little bit of a gear boost, or it makes your gears a little bit taller. I think around about 15% or so. So it makes a little bit of a difference, not much. But it gives you a heap of ground clearance too, particularly under your front and rear differential. Now, Dunlop have been producing this tyre pretty much since the 1960s. It was one of the, as far as I know, the first radial off-road going tyre ever actually constructed and distributed. And it is a fantastic tyre. It really has stood up to the test of time. The tyre tread itself is more of a, I guess, an all-terrain kind of tread pattern. It's not overly aggressive. But to be honest, these vehicles have heaps and heaps of ponies, but not a lot of horses under the bonnet. So really, you can have an aggressive tyre, but it sounds odd, but something a little bit less aggressive like this, you're still going to probably get almost similar performance, because really what it's about with these vehicles is getting every bit of pit pony and horsepower that you've got down onto the ground, and they simply don't have the power to be able to actually spin the wheels or lose traction. So having something that's got good tyre pattern on it, good flex in the sidewalls, is really all you need. These are relatively inexpensive compared to tyres of today, and they're very easy to get. The Toyota Land Cruiser, I think, still runs these tyres in the 79-76 variant. I think bulk standard, they roll off the production line with them. So they're easy to get out here in Outback Australia. They are a little bit soft in their rubber composition compared to more modern tyres, and therefore the sidewalls aren't probably as durable as what you can get, but for everything that I do, it's more than enough. And having a radial tyre construction on your series Land Rover actually makes a huge difference, and that brings me on to the next tyre that I've got here. Now, I don't actually run these very often. This is only when I'm doing some very tough off-road challenging work here, particularly with the Series 2. Now, these are a Deadstone, I think it is, or D-Stone, sorry, pronounced that wrong. And once again, these are a 750 by 16 inch. And this is a much more of a traditional tread pattern, as you can see here. And the difference is with this compared to the Toyo tyre is chalk and cheese, as you can see. We've got big solid lugs, big chunks of rubber all over the tyre. And this is a cross-ply tyre, so it isn't of a radial construction. And what this means is that there's a lot more rubber in the tyre, it's thicker sidewalls, it's a thicker overall construction, but it means that you can let your tyres down. Yes, you can, but you're not going to get the sidewalls to actually flex and absorb those corrugations and the bumps and the humps that you have to drive over. The key advantage with this is if you're ploughing off through the bush, and as I said before, stakes and not the porterhouse variety. Sticks, stumps, bits of steel, there's all kinds of stuff out there in the bush. And these can really hack it and take quite a lot of punishment. And they are a relatively cheap tyre too. So, you know, if you get a piece of steel go through it, or a stick or a stake or whatever, it doesn't cost as much to replace it. So that's one of the reasons why I run run them on the Series 2, but as I said, I don't run them very often because the ride on the road is absolutely shocking. There's just no giving them at all. So you have to take your hat off to those of you who are watching this and those that have gone before us who actually ran these tyres for a number of years, because far out, you need a back brace in this thing. And this has got very good leaf springs in it too. So that's sort of the tyres that we run. Out of them all, which one would I sort of recommend? Well, it comes down to, let's stay there, it will. It comes down to what you want to do. One of the reasons why I run the Dunlops is because, and this sounds really odd for a tyre video, they're sort of period correct to the Series 2. And that's sort of one of the things I like to keep with this vehicle. The Series 3, well, that's a little bit different, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't got the traditional Land Rover rims on it. I've got tubeless rims. It's one of the reasons why I don't have a problem running the open country MTs on it. And the open country MTs, at the end of the day, from a technological perspective, are a lot more advanced than this, and also than this. But you can also get some pretty good performance out of the old Dunlops, but you'll probably get better performance out of the newer variant tyres. So at the end of the day, you have to decide, do you want it to look right, be a good compromise, or have the latest and greatest? It's up to you. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you found this video of interest to you, particularly if you are doing up a, I guess, more of a mature off-road going vehicle. And if you are enjoying the content here at Seriously Series, then please do consider supporting Seriously Series on Patreon. It does make a huge difference to the production of these videos and a heck of a lot more. And more importantly, if you're new to the channel, then please do click on that subscribe button down below, click on that notification button too, and I hope to see you in our next video.